You guys all know that. Or I live in the Nexus. I don't know where you guys are coming from. Um, I live in the Nexus. So in the next, is this not? I'm on the friggin' eraser. Fantastic start. Nexus. That's where I live. Yippee. And in the Nexus is what's called the Solace. And that's the river. So I've explained this to you guys before, and you could kind of see it in the Discord as well from my slides from forever ago. um, in the Nexus, there is the Solace, which is the river that everything is kind of based on, surrounded by, etc. This is, let's imagine this is our river. And in this river, kind of looks like this. The water is very dark. Um, essentially like ink. Kind of spooky. Um, but inside the water, there's all sorts of little speckles of this like glowing substance. Kind of looks like this. I don't know if you guys can really see that on stream. I also love this song. Steven Universe song. Kind of looks like this. And with how dark the Nexus is, the Nexus really has no natural light, except for what comes out of this river. Like this, we call it glimmer. That's the name for it. This sort of substance that comes from the river is very bright. And within the Nexus, that is the main sort of light. Glimmer. Mimi's catching on. That this substance is our only real source of light. In the Nexus. We don't really have like a sun or a moon or anything. Without it, it would be pitch black. And a funny little tidbit of trivia is, you know how we have our little, I'm gonna capitalize on light, monopoly on light. You know how we have our little soulmates? Well, they've been here for eternity. We don't really know where they came from or why they're here. But you know, they're nice to people. They're nice to humans. They don't really mind us being here. That's a little soulmate. We're pretending that looks like a little soulmate. Little guy. They really like to fish this stuff out of the river. They like to collect it. And oftentimes they'll actually give it to people as like a little offer of sort of like an offer of friendship. They'll sort of gift it to people just because, you know, just to be nice. We don't really know their motives behind anything they do. They're just kind of silly little guys. And they really like the glimmer. They really like it. I kind of, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. I kind of think they're made of it. I'm gonna be honest. That's my assumption. But I don't know. I haven't really done a whole lot of research into these little guys just yet. They like to, but yeah, they like to collect the glimmer. So they hang out around the river a lot. They hang out. They like to kind of fish it out of the river. It's kind of like, this might just be a Californian thing, but if you guys ever learned about the gold rush, sort of similar technique there. um, so they'll fish it out, and people will also sort of get it for themselves because it's used in a lot of construction here, just because like we need it for lights. um, but they often give it to people just for free so that we don't really have to worry about it. And they really maintain the balance around here. The soulmates really do. They maintain the balance. And they will get mad if people start taking too much from the river. They will get very mad. They will start jumping at you and hitting you and kicking you with their stubby little legs. Doesn't really hurt. But they try. So they really like collecting this stuff. I steal the whole river. And basically, since this is our main source of basically everything, it's also used as a currency. People will sort of take it and refine it into coins, which I don't think I do a very good job of drawing it. But, you know what a coin looks like. Little coin, little bright, glowy coin. They come in a few different colors, mainly that like nice purple, and then this sort of bright greenish color, which is why I think the soulmates are made of this stuff, because they're the same exact color, you guys. Like, come on. They are the same exact color. I don't know why anyone couldn't think that. Maybe that's why they like it so much. It's familiar to them. But yeah, so these are glims. And they're used as a sort of arbitrary form of currency. And the reason why I say it's arbitrary is because they're made of this seemingly endless resource, right? But we try to, like emulate as much normalcy as possible because, the people that live here, many of them have died recently, I mean, we've all died, but, we're still trying to get a handle on who we are and who we were, you know? So as normal as we can make it to real life as possible, the better. So we do have currency here, and we have businesses. Um, some of my dear friends actually run a few of the businesses around there, and I know you guys have been introduced to them. So yeah, those are glims, and the reason why you see that little message every time you know, redeem a glim. That little, you feel your erosion melting away, is kind of interesting. There's a little bit more behind that. Which is a little bit harder to explain. But basically, I don't think people aren't really meant to live here. This is sort of a liminal space. You're meant to go from the river to the actual afterlife, right? You're not really meant to stay here. And yet people over, the eons of people existing, built a place to live here. And it's not really natural, So the longer you stay here, you kind of erode. You look less like a human the longer you stay, and the more you venture out away from the river, the worse it gets. If you stay in places that are not lit by glimmer, the erosion will get worse. And one very, very common part of this erosion that usually pretty much happens to everyone upon entering the Nexus is purple skin. And over time, it just gets worse and worse if you aren't near the glimmer. But if you're near it in well-lit areas and have glimmer on you, it acts as a protective resource. It keeps the erosion away. And it allows you to stay human. Because a lot of these sort of side effects are not reversible. Especially if you don't reverse them in time very quickly. If you people who venture off into away from the cities, I can't even describe what happens. That might be for another day. That explanation might be for another day. And that sort of starts to relate to my job as well as a Reaper. But that can be another explanation. But yeah, as long as you're staying in well-lit areas, as long as you have glimmer near you, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. Nothing will really happen to you other than some slight cosmetic differences. But mentally, you'll still be the same. Like me. I'm fine. I mean, obviously, I've had a few changes, specifically my skin. My hair has nothing to do with it, I promise. That's my own decision. I'm gonna be as purple as Tenno, so I'm gonna drink the river. And then that brings me to another little thing I want to show you guys today, actually. I was debating whether or not I wanted to show you this. Because it's not done yet. And I don't know, I feel like showing a work in progress is just kind of lame, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because I can. And because I've been working on it for so long and haven't finished it because it's taking me forever. But I have teased this. I've teased this a little bit. I want to be done with it because I'm really excited about it. It's a really fun thing that I'm excited to show you guys. And it shows a lot better the use of glimmer. Because, my apartment looks pretty normal. Looks pretty modern. But you can kind of see a lot more into it in this location. You ready? Like I said, it's not done yet, so but we're getting there. This is Sylvia's Cafe. Jared is shaking you by the shoulders. Hell yeah. Yeah. I want to drink here. Exactly. Sylvia's a little eccentric. I really love her. She's a dear friend of mine. But she loves to experiment with glimmer. You can see a little bit of it in the background there, and you can see it up in these jars. There's glimmer powder up in these jars up above, and they're sort of being used as little lanterns in here. Which is very fun. It's really cozy in here. I love it. I really like it. But she loves to experiment with the different ways she can put glimmer into drinks to help people keep the erosion away. So she'll add it into her various concoctions. I don't want to say concoctions. They're delicious. And, you know, they make you feel a little better. They're great for if you've gone on a little journey um, away from the river, you know? It's just a great little place to relax. Yeah, you can see a few of her like pre-made drinks in the background that sort of have some more special effects that she likes to sell to people coming and going. And then she'll be sitting right there in the background over that way. Um, and you'll be able to order drinks from her at some point. There'll only be a few drinks on the menu at a time because I don't know, little fourth wall break, I guess. I don't have time to design a bunch of different drinks. Um, so we'll only have a few at a time. They'll be more like seasonal. I think what we'll do is we'll have like a few staples that just stay 100% of the time, and then we'll have one seasonal drink or seasonal menu item. So yeah, you'll be able to. You can make the drinks fan made. I could. That might be a fun idea. Um, and if you see sort of on the left over there, um, there's some little blank spots on the wall. Um, and one of those is going to be saved for the chat box. I'm gonna put the chat up there, I think, because I don't know where else to put it. I didn't give myself a spot to put the chat here. um, but the rest of them, I want to put community art up there. As one, we'll have a little gallery wall. And I'll change it probably every couple weeks. But yeah. So for those who want some art on the wall in the future, feel free to submit some Nexus related art into the Discord or to tag it with hashtag Kazinks on Blue Sky, because I'm most active on there now. So yeah, I'll be putting fan art up there. So if you want to make fan art of either me or, you know, Astra and Sylvia or Mort or just the environment, then I'll be putting a few of those up there and sort of cycling through them. And I'm really excited about it. You can kind of see in the background here. Let me move myself out of the way. Hold on, just gonna whoop by. Now you can really see the full background. Can sort of see out the window the river. It's a little bit out of focus on this camera. It's a little blurry, but you can sort of see the river, and you can see all that like glimmer in it, you know, how it's shining and glowing. Got a little open sign in the back as well. Very fun. But yeah, I'm gonna come back. Whoop. But yeah, in the future, once I actually finish this location, there'll be, like I said, Sylvia will be in the back. She'll be hanging out in the back every time we're here, obviously, because she works here. She owns this place. Um, she'll be hanging out in the back by her counter. And then whenever you guys order, there'll be a little soulmate that comes in and grabs a drink. They often don't really understand the drinks. They just think it's fun to give Sylvia some glims. Or just straight, they just like to give her straight glimmer powder, honestly. They'll just like pour it on the counter. It's really funny. And she'll offer them a drink in return, and it's really cute. So one of them will come in and they'll grab a drink, uh, sort of in place of the chat who is ordering. And that's going to be really fun. I just have to I need to do some finishing touches on the background, and then I need to animate all of that. And of course, design the drinks. If any of you have any suggestions for drinks, feel free to send them in the Discord. Maybe I should make a channel. Here, I can do that literally right now. Actually, just send it in inbox. In the inbox channel on the Discord, if you have any ideas or suggestions for menu items. I'm so excited. I love this lore. I am so glad you guys like it. Genuinely, I'm really happy you guys like it. But yeah, once I finish all this, this will be our little co-working spot. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but Twitch has a new category called studying and co-working. And if I ever have some like schoolwork I need to do, or want to work on like a secret project for stream or anything like that where I can't really show it on screen, but still want to co-work with you guys, then we'll come here and I'll work on things and you guys can order drinks in the background and hang out. I might get like a little Pomodoro timer to put up on the screen. And this is where we will co-work. And I'm really excited about it. So you can see, you'll see Sylvia in the background. There will be other things happening in the background as well, just for more enrichment, of course, because I don't want to bore you guys with just me on the screen, right? Especially if I'm locked in working on something. But yeah, for those streams, I mean, that's kind of why this has taken so long, because I want to have a lot going on, or a lot able to go on. There's going to be a lot of custom redeems for this location. A lot of custom little animations for the different redeems. So I'm gonna do all of that. It's gonna be really exciting, and I'm really excited. I think this is gonna be my new favorite location. And then after I'm done with this, which is gonna be a while, I promise, it's not gonna be done soon. We can start working on the arcade and visit Astra there, and that'll be fun as well. And there's more to come as well. There will be more locations and characters. Like I said, not anytime soon, but you know, in the future. And yeah, I'm just really excited about it. Here, we can go back here. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like the world building. It makes me very happy to see that you guys enjoy it. I put a lot of thought into it, and there's still so much more I haven't even said. I'm being so for real. There is more. There's always more. I don't know. It's been hard because I have so many plans. There's so many things I want to do, you guys. I have so many ideas. But I've been so busy with school, and as much as I hate it, that does have to be prioritized over stream stuff. So I just haven't been able to do as much as I wanted to do. So things are gonna go a little slow, and that's okay. We'll still be making progress. It will just take a while. And yeah. Yeah. For those who may not have been paying attention, the Cliff Notes version is in the Solace, the river in the Nexus. There is Glimmer, which is a very glowy material. And we use Glimmer for all sorts of things, but its main benefit is that it sort of heals us a little bit. Being in the Nexus is not very good for us. You kind of like erode over time and get kind of corrupted. And the glimmer counteracts those effects. And having glims, which is the sort of refined version of it, helps to protect you from it. So yeah, that's the gist. That's the short version of my very, very long explanation